Hi, I'm Steve Uriagas. When I was a kid, my dad used to videotape movies off of HBO on our VCR. And in those days, you bought a blank videotape, and before you used it, you programmed your VCR to either record for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours. And if you programmed it to 2 hours, that was like the best quality. And then 4 hours was a little less quality, and then 6 hours was a little less quality. But we always programmed it to 6 hours because then you could get like 3 movies on one tape. So you'd have like a few dozen tapes, but you'd have hundreds of movies. One afternoon when my parents were not at home, I pulled out The Breakfast Club. And I had never seen it before, but I heard it was really good. Probably a Sunday afternoon when I watched it, and I just loved it. I absolutely fell in love with this movie. I can't tell you how many times I watched it. Anytime my parents were not at home, I take it out and I watch it again. So I watched it over and over. To this day, I can quote most of the movie.
Questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
You know why guys like you knock everything?
Oh, listen this time.
Because you're afraid.
Oh, God, you bitches are so smart.
Art, that's exactly why I'm not heavy into activities.
You're a big coward.
I'm in the math club.
Dick,
Excuse me. Rich?
will milk be made available to us?
When you grow up, your heart dies.
Who cares?
That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire?
I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise in this juncture in your career, sir.
All right, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here, for God's sake.
Nothing to do when you're locked in a vacancy.
Speak for yourself.
Do you think I'd speak for you?
I don't even know your language.
Benny, did you know without trigonometry there'd be no engineering?
Without lamps.
There'd be no light.
You whip it out and you're dead before the first drop hits the floor.
You're kind of sexy when you get angry.
I hate you.
Yeah?
Good! I've always loved great dialogue in movies, and I think it started with this film. I don't usually like big Hollywood blockbusters. I mean, do I hate big, loud action movies?
No.
But do I prefer serious stories about real-life situations?
Yes.
I mean, a few cool action movies have managed to creep in over the years, but it was probably just because of good timing. So when I decided to paint something from this movie, I wanted to capture a real attitude of the film and even the atmosphere behind the story and the situation these kids were in. And not just a pose with all 5 characters, which there were plenty of those scenes in the movie that were really cool. But my heart was always brought back to John Bender. I could relate to him more. I understood him more. Not so much because of the toughness or even the home abuse or anything like that. Just because I felt like an outsider too. The one that never quite fit in with everyone else. I wore it like a badge. So when I painted him, I really wanted to capture more in the shot than just the rough exterior. And right next to all this angst, I felt the overwhelming sadness of this guy. Almost like you were looking at a boy that may never grow to be a man. A lot of the things that, like once we grow up, guys just want to forget about. You know, like high school. You think about it now and like back in your early teens, like no responsibilities or anything. But you still never really want to go back to it. So I kept all the colors accurate to the real life setting and a few of the aesthetics like the flannel and the denim. And the hair was always cool. But all the attitude mixed in with my angular artistic approach. It all kind of went hand in hand with this edginess and gloomy outlook. The contrast between insecure identity and lack of confidence and hopelessness, shielded by an outward resistance of peer pressure and the demands of society. For some of us, it takes a long time to grow out of that mindset and to flourish beyond it into adulthood. And for others, some of those pesky remnants just seem to linger on throughout life.